Welcome to another Gaz Right video, and we're deep in the heart of the Blue Mountains, eucalyptus forest, gorgeous sandstone ridges and absolute ruthless JPEGs. We've got a sensational day lined up. It's another Monday, so it's about to be a banger. We're taking on the Grand Canyon Walk. We're just at Evans Lookout now, but we're going to talk a little bit about that in about a few minutes time, and then we're going to take on the Katoomba Walk. Is that how you pronounce it? Absolutely not. So if you're new to this channel, you already know I'm going to be butchering all the pronunciations. Any questions, bang it down in the comments. And as always, hit that subscribe button. Let's get cooking, baby. Just boxed off the Grand Canyon Blackheath Walk, and this is everything that you need to know. It is an absolutely sensational walk. Lots to take in, lots to explore, lots of opportunity for JPEGs, flare spots. I mean, you've got waterfalls, you've got viewpoints, you've got a little bit of something for everyone. We're just at Evans Lookout now, which I would say to the end of the journey. So, because this is going to be your main spot for like photos and so forth, and you kind of earn the view. It is extremely steep up and down. You're going up a silly amount of steps. I wouldn't say it is the hardest walk I've ever done, but I mean, it's fairly challenging. They do advise 3 to 4 hours. We've done it in just over 2 hours, but you know, we're pretty elite on the old cardiovascular ability. As you're just dropping down through the mountain, you've got stairs, you've got a little bit of severity, a little bit of steepness, but you know what I mean, it's a super easy path to follow. You cannot go wrong, and there's loads of different cool things. It's not just like a path where you're just walking through a tree line the whole time. There's a diversity of things. You've got the eucalyptus forest, which is an extremely interesting landscape, and you go through like a huge gorge. You've got the river running down the middle, and there's different waterfalls, different lagoons at different spots. Nowhere to go swimming, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on which way you look at it. I mean, I can't see the General, aka Bateman, in another pair of budgie smugglers again in my my entire life. Pretty cool little stop about halfway down. We saw a little freshwater lobster just chilling, relaxing, taking his day in. Extremely pink or extremely red in the water, which is pretty flare. I would say on the way down, it is a fairly undulating walk, so it's not too difficult. But when you're coming back up where the Evans Lookout side is, it is extremely steep. So you kind of have a slow gradient on the way down and a real steep uphill on the way back up. But do you know what I mean, you've got I was going to say a gorgeous gorge you were walking through the whole time. It is really warm today. You're about 1,000 meters above sea level. So even though it is really sunny, pure blue skies, do you know what I mean, it's a little bit chilly. So I started with a little jumper on, but you know, the northerner in me, shorts and t-shirt, repping, of course, getting the calves in, giving the fans what they want to see, and then yeah, when you hit the bottoms, a few different spots, a few different waterfalls, a few different things just take in and get the old JPEGs in the system, and then you work up these series of like staircases and steps, and it does warn about a lot of landslides, and you can see that because there's some absolutely huge trees that have been knocked over, and that is not natural, mate. That's been absolutely taken out by some of the big fellas, aka all the kind of landslides and rock formation flying about. But when you start ascending out of the old valley, do you know what I mean, it is a bit of a killer on the quads, on the cars, getting the steps in, getting the old cardio in, and then you are rewarded with what I like to describe as an absolute ruthless view at Evans Lookout. There's a few different drop platforms that you can take JPEGs of and photos of, but this is the Pierre de la Resistance. Beautiful views into the distance. You've got the canyon, you've got all the trees. It is absolutely sensational. All the haze as well in the distance makes you up in this beautiful blue sky, slight haze on all the kind of rocks and trees, and you're unbelievably high up when you're up here. So yeah, silly spot. It's 6.5 kilometers in total, and we've done about 5.9 now. So we've got just the last, I think we've got 500 meters to go. From where the car park is to the lookout, it's 500 meters. The whole loop itself is 6.5. Do the lookout at the end, because then you can enjoy it, take it in. Whereas if you get here, there will be I don't know, the temptation to just think, oh yeah, I don't want to do it. I've already seen the best part, because like I say, it does build up to that, but throughout the walk itself, there's loads and loads of cool different spots as you go through. So yeah, it's getting a strong 8.7 out of 10 for me. And this is it, not even at lunchtime on a Monday, the things you love to see, baby. Hike 1. Boxed off. Official time was actually 1 hour 53, so yeah, nearly twice as fast as the old average pace. It's super easy to get around, so yeah, I would say even if you're mediocre fitness, you will get around that in the allotted 4 hours. Obviously we're not done with one hike. We're going to go and take on the Katoomba hike now, right near Scenic. This is extremely busy and extremely touristy where we parked. It is free parking, and you get the train here, so a little bit more accessible on that front. Just a short 3.5 kilometre loop, but looks like some banging views as well. But this is kind of like where we got here, and there's a silly amount of like coaches and kind of tours like that. So if that is not your vibe, you will not like it. It is, yeah, super, super busy on that front. But in the meantime, it is of course key to fuel the body, getting some food in the old system. Went to Season Sushi, absolutely scintillating bit of kit they had on offer. So it's Monday lunch, you know it's banging when it is absolutely Sergio Ramos in there. Lovely staff, lovely food. Me and Em on a little chicken teriyaki fried rice number. The General on a little karaage chicken. I've been calling it Karaage chicken for the last like 6 months every time I've ordered it. So that's pretty good. And then it was kind of like Yo Sushi, where they're like going around on a little conveyor belt all around you in front. So yeah, would definitely recommend going and getting some lunch there. There's loads of spots. That's one of the cool things about this. Like once you're in the Blue Mountains, you're in the mixer, all the walks are pretty close by to yeah, places to get food and stuff. So yeah, food in the system, taking on this circuit, hopefully can get the drone up around here, and we'll see what we have on offer. Anything of note, we'll be back to give you a shout. If you've got anything to shout me about, bang a message in the comments. Katoomba walk, viewpoint, Juliet's balcony, and everything in between. I would generally say this is one of the most easily accessible walks in the world for the best views I've ever seen. The amount of hiking you need to do to get the views is practically zero. There's a car park on either side, so if you don't want to do any walking, you just want to get flared JPEG, see absolute ruthless scenery, then this is the place for you. You've got beautiful rolling hills, obviously all the different shrubbery into the distance. You can see so far, and do you know what I mean? It's unbelievably blue. We're going to get you straight up into the old drone because, yeah, do you know what I mean? We managed to get it up and about here. Either side, where basically the like the gondola thing that goes across the middle of the buildings goes from, is super busy. So if you could avoid that area, that would be the best. But there's a lovely little viewing deck on the far side, and yeah, just obviously check what time of year you're coming and where the sun is setting, so you can make sure you get those crispy JPEGs. Where we are now, in the middle of their winter, so obviously in August, September time, you want to be on the east side in the afternoon, and you're going to get this beautiful sun just delving and diving down into the old skin. And it's a super easy walk. If you want to walk like we've done the whole way, the estimated times are like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, stuff like this. It's super easy. We're doing it in about a third of the time on each of the different stops and spots. So yeah, very easy. I would take whatever you read online with a slight pinch of salt. I would say at least just half whatever is on there. If you want somewhere where you're completely out in the wilderness and you've got amazing views but you don't see anyone every day, this is not the walk for you, because as I say, it's so accessible. There's so many people. This is the first time in Australia where I've seen like loads and loads of like coach trips and stuff as well. So just something to bear in mind, that if you do want yeah, a little bit of peace, a little bit of serenity, not the one for you, but unbelievable scenery and the best input to output in terms of the hiking and stuff you need to do for the beautiful views that you get is very small. But yeah, the team have had an unbelievable day out. Would definitely recommend the Blue Mountains. They're getting a straight 9 out of 10 for me. Do you know what I mean? We've not been here long enough for me to give them any more than that, but yeah, you cannot complain. We had a banging little lunch. Would definitely recommend, if you're coming from the centre of Sydney, you can come to Katoomba, where we are now, via train and via coach. You can't go to the other place. So if you do want to rent a car, I think cars are fairly good value. It's out about £70 a day. We actually did the old Uber rent-a-car, so turned up and there's a lockbox on a car in the middle of a street. You just pick it up and drive it out here. We've got the General at the wheel, DJ and me offering as much value on the navigation as you can bloody well imagine. But yeah, obviously it makes it a little bit easier when you're splitting it between 2 or 3 or more people rather than just yourself. So if you're on your own looking to keep costs down, just come to Katoomba, because as I say, you can get the train. It's super easy to get here. But yeah, staring into the distance now, not sure what more you can want from that. On a Monday, getting the steps in, earning the views. And I tell you what, when you're in the centre of a city like Sydney, London, wherever it may be, I have such a good time. I enjoy the beers, you enjoy the company, you enjoy the buzz, but I am definitely an adventure, outdoorsy, getting amongst it type of guy. So it's good to have balance, like with the beers, like with the fitness, a little bit of city life, a little bit of out exploring and getting into the old wilderness. So tomorrow we'll be back exploring the urban metropolis that is the city centre of Sydney. I mean, we've not done anything in the city centre yet, so yeah, everything is going to be new to us. Going to be running you through probably at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours, the full itinerary. And the Australia series has 8 more days before we fly to Fiji, so the content is coming thick and fast as always. I'll see you tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button. Any questions down in the comments, remember, baby, the chef, he's always cooking. Let's get it.